Juan Mershon in New York, the guy who's overseeing the Stormy Daniels case under Alvin Bragg and Letitia James and all the New York corruption, his daughter is now coming out as being a major fundraiser and supporter of Adam Schiff, among others. They're so compromised, it's disgusting. We have a great article from the great Julie Kelly we're going to go over together. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. This is, some of my shows get a little more legalese. And it's important to hit that stuff too, because I want to show you how at the legal level, these guys like Mershon, the judge, are being opened up, hopefully, to investigations, and he's being asked to recuse himself.
Trump, as you said, he talks about how conflicted the judge is. He said, they can talk about me, but I can't talk about them. That sounds fair, doesn't it? Question marks. This judge should be recused and the case should be thrown out. There has virtually never been a more conflicted judge than this one.
Let's read this. This is Declassified with Julie Kelly. Ties between Judge Merchant's child and Adam Schiff represent major conflict in hush money trial. Lauren Merchant's firm was paid $4 million by Adam Schiff. $4 million compromise. At the same time, he conspired with Michael Cohen to take down Donald Trump. Remember, these are the lies that Adam Schiff said with Russia. Cohen will be a witness in Judge Mershon's courtroom next month. So direct money has passed from the judge's daughter to, Michael Cohen. This is one of the major witnesses against Trump in the Stormy Daniels case. That whole thing is so corrupt. This is going to get unpacked in the history books. At the end of 2019, Representative Schiff, chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, was leading the first impeachment efforts against Donald Trump. After months of making accusations and conducting congressional inquiries related to Trump's July 2019 call with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, a conversation Democrats describe as a, quote, quid pro quo, attempting to trade military aid for an investigation into the Biden's family, corrupt business deals. Schiff and his 6 other Democrats delivered articles of impeachment at the Senate on January of 2020. That's the backstory of this whole thing now. That same month, get this, Schiff's campaign committee paid a new Chicago-based consulting firm $600,000 for digital media buys, presumably to spread the word via email, text, and social media online advertisements that the California congressman planned to oust Trump. So he's running on persecuting Trump. The firm, Authentic Campaigns, is headed by Lauren Mershon, the 34-year-old daughter of the New York judge, now overseeing the so-called hush money case against Trump. Judge Juan Mershon just set an April 15th trial date for Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's multi-count indictment accusing Trump of falsifying business records related to a payout made to former porn star Stormy Daniels over an alleged sexual encounter. Trump repeatedly denies these allegations. It's important to remember all this. It's just like, is anyone an honest dealer in Trump, in that whole, in New York, in that whole, anything to do with legality? Is New York, are there any honest judges left? Contrary to hand-wringing assertions that the former president and his allies are unfairly attacking Judge Mershon's child, Lauren Mershon's lucrative contracts with some of Trump's most prolific enemies are fair game. Her ties to Schiff are especially troubling, given Schiff's role in refurbishing the reputation of one of Bragg's star witnesses, disbarred lawyer and convicted perjurer, Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen was found by the court to be lying. He is a liar. This is the one who Alina Habba kept making fun of. Michael Cohen, he used to be a Trump ally, that he turned on him. Now they bring him back in this case, going, this is the only witness we can find to help us out on the Stormy Daniels case to affect Trump's whole campaign. It's not going to work. That's what's funny about all this stuff, guys. They keep trying. They're like, what's going to work against Trump? He's Teflon. We keep throwing everything against him and it don't stick. The fixture the child, and shifty Schiff. According to Federal Election Commission reports, Schiff's campaign committee paid Authentic Campaigns more than $3.7 million for digital media acquisitions between January 1st, 2019 and December 31st, 2020. In addition to the media buys, Schiff paid Authentic Campaigns $215,000 for digital consulting fees. Isn't it great to see Schiff just throwing money around for marketing, and it still didn't work? You can buy as much media as you want, and you can't at least permanently counter the truth. During the same time period that Merchan's firm raked in nearly $4 million, Schiff turned Cohen, Trump's lawyer, who paid Daniels $130,000 allegedly to keep quiet before the 2016 election, against her former client. Merchan's work for Trump's biggest antagonist on Capitol Hill helped her earn a coveted, quote, Rising Star Award from Campaign and Elections magazine in 2020. You can just buy these awards now, Rising Star Award. As president and partner of Authentic Campaigns, the editor swooned Merchan, quote, is setting new benchmarks in the digital media space by doing groundbreaking historical work for clients like John Tester, Kamala Harris, heard of her? The vice president, Adam Schiff, and others. This judge is so dirty.
Daughter on social media. She works for a Democratic consulting firm. Trump has been trying to argue that she is conflicted and therefore the judge should be recused from the case. He moved to recuse the judge once before. He said he's going to file another motion to do that. That first one was denied.
How can he not want to help his daughters defend her career and not undermine her as a liar by finding Trump guilty? But the client list represented Trump's basis for asking Judge Merchan to step down from the case. Trump's attorney also cited Merchan's attempts to pressure former Trump Organization CEO Alan Weisselberg into accepting a plea deal on tax fraud charges. Weisselberg took the plea offer. Merchan then sentenced a 75-year-old veteran with no criminal record to serve 5 months at Rikers Island, one of the toughest prisons, most dangerous prisons of the country. Quote, Your Honor should recuse himself for the case, Todd Blanche and Susan Nichols, Trump's defense attorneys, wrote in May of 2023, just about a year ago. Your Honor's daughter's close connection to President Trump's political adversaries and her work at the financial interest in a firm which is deeply ingrained with Democrat politics raises real and legitimate concerns about the court's impartiality. That just seems like common sense, guys. I don't get what the controversy is.
In this statement that we just saw from Donald Trump, he goes off. He goes off on the judge. He goes off on the charges against him. He says it's unfair. He says people are biased against him. And you know what? Under the gag order, he's allowed to do all of that. He didn't have to hold anything back. He went on an angry rant, and that's allowed under the gag order.
The financial well-being of Your Honor's daughter depends, at least in part, on the success of Authentic. And Authentic's business model is one of that requires it to attack President Trump and support individuals and causes in direct competition with President Trump, unquote. I'll go even farther. This business, his daughter's business, must succeed based on the court cases of Trump. They have to show that the court cases prove him guilty. There's financial reward in them doing that, and they've been campaigning on it. Because they don't want to look like they were lying. They look like they were telling the truth about the Trump cases. There's a financial need for them to say these things about Trump.
Donald Trump is allowed to do under the gag order is to say essentially what he just said. He is perfectly within his rights to say, this judge is biased against me. He's perfectly within his rights under the gag order to say, this case is unfair. He can say the DA has bad motives. What he cannot do is say things that endanger the process beyond that. He cannot attack jurors, can't attack witnesses, can't attack the daughter's judge. So again, I think it's a nice example. The trick before the judge in any gag order is balancing the defendant's First Amendment rights. You do have broad First Amendment rights.
How can the judge say, like, if I rule against Trump, it will affect my daughter's business? He's not going to do it. Merchan, who has presided over numerous Trump-related cases and will oversee the May trial of longtime Trump confidant Steve Bannon in New York for alleged fraud, that's going to be fair, denied Trump's request in August of 2023, denouncing Trump's speculative and hypothetical scenarios as to how the judge and his daughter would profit off the court proceedings against Trump. I just named one. Mershon attached to his order a 3-page analysis of the New York Advisory Committee on Judicial Ethics to bolster his decision not to recuse. Don't tell me that. I wonder what party is mostly made up of the New York Advisory Committee. What party do you think is all over that one? The New York Advisory Committee. Very good, Judge. They think we're dumb. Anyways, I could read the rest of this article. I'll get down to the conclusion by Julie Kelly just because I love her work so much out of respect. Trump's lawyers indicated they will file another motion to recuse. If Mershon has any integrity left, he will step aside, not just to salvage his own reputation, but his daughter's too. If he doesn't, the only individual responsible for the so-called attacks on his child is Judge Mershon himself. Sir, we're trying to help you, keep you from publicly embarrassing your daughter with your own crimes as a judge. I'm Doug in Exile.